In the year 2017, Julian Fernandopulle began his tenure in the Interact Club, his journey culminating in multiple board positions within the organization. His dedication and commitment shown through roles such as Club Service Director and Assistant Editor would ultimately lead to his appointment as President. After completing his tenure as President, he took on the vital position of District Club Service Director of Interact District 3220. Following that, in the year 2022-23, Julian Fernandopulle was appointed as the District Interact Representative, thus becoming the first Jezovian to hold this prestigious position. Beyond his Interact achievements, Julian has demonstrated outstanding leadership qualities throughout his academic career. Having served as a college senior prefect, he currently holds the esteemed position of head prefect here at St. Joseph's College. His leadership skills have inspired and influenced countless individuals. Thus, today we are honored to introduce our guest for this episode, past Interact District Representative, Paul Harris Fellow, Interact Past President Julian Fernandopulle.
It's great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, so is there anything that you have been up to recently that we don't know about?
Nothing much really. I mean, life after Interact has certainly been a bit less busy than it used to be. I've been keeping myself occupied with schoolwork, and I've also been occupied with applying for universities for my further studies. Apart from that, nothing much going on, but I would say I'm pretty busy with what's happening in school, so that's what's mainly keeping me occupied these days.
So we all know that you have been an exemplary leader in Interact and that you are a great role model for all the Interactors out there. But may I ask, what inspired you to start Interact?
Well, I've actually mentioned this story on multiple occasions to Interactors, so I'm not going to dive into too much detail. But what I can say is Interact is not something that I really intended on getting into. But once I was put into this movement I actually started by accident. But once I was put into this movement, what kept me inspired was the amount of meaning we had in the service that we did. I mean, the fact that you can put a smile on someone else's face and not expect something in return. That's a feeling that not a lot of people experience, and it's certainly a unique sense of satisfaction that Interact brings to you. And apart from that, apart from the service, the projects that you do, I think a lot of the friendships you make, a lot of the bonds you create, and a lot of the memories you make, those are what really keep you inspired and motivated, because as time progresses, all of that is only going to multiply over the years and as you continue to get involved with Interact. So rather than saying something inspired me to do Interact, I would say that what kept me inspired was the continuous addition to the experience that I had with the movement.
Moving on, from being the president of our club to becoming the DIR, how would you say out now molded you into becoming a good DIR?
Well, if I really dive deep into that, I might take a bit of time, but I'll try to keep it as short as I can. I mean, starting as a board member, my journey as a board member started in 2018-2019 under the presidency of Interact Past President Shenal Pereira. I was appointed as the Club Service Director, and back then my idea about the Interact District was, I would say, absent. I had no idea about the Interact District at all. But the next year, I worked under the presidency of Interact Past President Fernando. He gave me a lot of leadership and guidance, and really helped me, progress in my journey in Interact. But when I started to understand what the district really meant, and what the district really did, that was when I was appointed as the club president in the year 2020-2021. I had the opportunity, and I would say I had to work closely with the district as a club president and make sure that our club functions smoothly. So that's when I sort of started getting an idea as to what the district really did. And I would say Interact Past President Fernando, he was my mentor in Interact, and rather than just mentor, I would say a good friend. He's someone that always helped me, when I had my lows, and he was there for me in my ups and downs. He's someone who really, got me through working as a president, and he's the person who actually put the idea of the Interact District into my head. Following that, I was fortunate enough to work as a district official under the past DIR Interact past president Murtaz. And once that appointment took place for me, that's when I started getting a real understanding as to how important working as a district council member was. And I sort of looked at Interact in a completely different angle. That's when I really understood the full potential of the Interact district, and that's when I understood the limitless opportunities and the vast experiences that the Interact district had for any interactor. When it came to becoming DIR, that's not something I really wished for, but I believe my journey to becoming the DIR is epitomized in the phrase, everything happens for a reason, because a certain course of events took place and that led to me eventually running for the position, and I got appointed, thankfully, with the support of college administration. So a lot of support was given to me through school, and I'd say I owe a lot of what I gained through Interact to school, because at the end of the day, before I joined Interact, before I was appointed as the district Interact representative, I was a general member of St. Joseph's College. And all the memories, the lessons that I learned, all the memories I created and the lessons that I learned, all started, the foundation to all of it was from the Interact Club of St. Joseph's College, whether it was to associating people from other schools, whether it was to making a simple proposal, or even covering a budget for Interact project. All of those, skills I learned through being an Interact of St. Joseph's College, and that is something I am fully in debt for. When it came to the experience of being the district Interact representative, I was fortunate enough to be blessed with a good team of district officials. I would say we had a very successful year as the district in 22-23. And what I'm trying to say is, even though all the memories I created, all the lessons I learned, and all the friendships, the lifelong friendships that I forged through being the district Interact representative, all of that would not have been possible to if not for the Interact Club of St. Joseph's College. So all the core values, the core principles that I followed along my 6-year journey in Interact, I would say the foundation was St. Joseph's College, but certainly I was given a much wider scope once I was appointed into the district. And if anyone ever asks me if being an interactor is worth it, hands down, eyes closed, I would say be an interactor of your Interact Club, but also try to be an interactor of the district, because the experiences you gain, the people you meet, the lessons you learn, and the skills that you sort of develop over the course of your career in Interact is certainly not something you can get through any other movement at all.
Yeah, so as I previously mentioned, Interact does offer us a lot of opportunities to develop ourselves as people, as young members of a society, right? So much so that it makes it difficult for us to recognize who we were before we joined Interact, right? So how would you describe the difference between the person you were before you joined Interact and to the person you are today because of Interact?
Well, that's a bit of an interesting question, I would say, but I'm pretty sure almost every interactor can relate to the answer I'm about to give. And when I started Interact, I was very, I wasn't so outgoing, I was very introverted, and I wouldn't really approach a crowd. I'd be absolutely afraid of public speaking. But like I mentioned in the previous answer as well, with the experience, with the amount of uncomfortable situations I was put into, and with the amount of people I interacted over my journey in Interact, over my career as an interactor, one thing I learned was that this movement was a very safe space to fail. If anyone asked me, I would say that Interact really is the best place to have a failure, because it's a movement that you can really make a comeback without really fearing another setback. And when coming to situations like public speaking to a crowd, and when coming to a situation where you have to, associate with different types of people that you have never associated with before. That's something that I didn't have before Interact. And that is exactly why I was so shy and not outgoing. But in this 6-year journey, with the amount of experience that I have been blessed with, I would say that the main personality change and the main attribute that I have gained is the ability to express myself freely, to understand people, and to really be able to listen, be a good listener, and accept everyone's opinions equally. With that, what happened was I was gradually converted into sort of an extrovert. I wouldn't call myself an extrovert just yet, but basically, if I was to put it all into a nutshell, Interact made me a much more outgoing person, and it made me me.
I think that's very relatable for all the interactors out there, including myself. So, moving on, what would you say is your most memorable initiative that you have carried out in Interact, man?
Well, when it comes to the most memorable project I has had as a DIR, I don't think I am capable of, picking out one and just speaking about one specific project to be precise. But if I could tell you the project that really made me understand the value of what I had as an interactor, that would most certainly be the 33rd Interact District Assembly. I mean, we had a fantastic year as the district. We completed numerous successful initiatives. And when it came to District Assembly, when it came down to just the minute details and everything, like the logistics, sorting out the finances, even just making the table arrangement for District Assembly, what happened was all the memories I had as a general interactor, as a board member, as a club president, as a district member, and then as a DIR, all those memories rushed back and sort of made me understand the value of what this 6-year journey was and what Interact really meant to me as a whole. And I mentioned this quote at the St. Joseph's College installation as well. You never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. That's something that sort of resonated in my mind when we were doing the 33rd Interact District Assembly. I mean, no shade to any of the other projects that we conducted. Shout out to Jezon for doing Interflash, but I mean, the 33rd Interact District Assembly is, I would say, the one that really made me understand the value of the Interact movement, how much it changed me, and how much it really meant to me. Because it wasn't just me at the 33rd Interact District Assembly that was emotional. I had a team of district officials. I had a lot of interactors come up and speak to me about how their experience was in the year 22-23. And everything that they said, everything that they mentioned to me, all the memories they brought back, they're still with me. Those are things that really impacted me and really made me sort of believe in myself more, that I have actually done my part for Interact. And I'm pretty sure a lot of interactors can say that assembly was something that made them also realize how much Interact gives you. And in getting so much from Interact, it's always good to remember that however much we receive from it, however many experiences we get from it, all of those experiences come down to how much we really give out to the society. And that's the main message I think a lot of interactors carried across and carried after Interact District Assembly, the value of what we have and the importance of capitalizing on every moment within that moment,
Right. So, as a past president, a past DIR, and the current head prefect of St. Joseph's College, it's obvious that you are facing a lot of challenges and setbacks. But could you say is your strategy to overcome those problems and to get through them?
Well, when it comes to the challenges that I had to face, I mean, there were so many, getting through them is what mattered the most. Like you asked me, how did I get through the challenges? And to just give you a point blank answer, one very straightforward answer, I would say it's just a matter of not giving up. It's a matter of believing in yourself. And I believe a lot of us, in whatever field we work in whatever challenge we have to face, it's all about how we present our attitude towards the challenge. And the do not give up attitude and believing in yourself attitude is something that really helped me get through any challenge that I was put forward with. And when it came to Interact, I believe one thing that sort of helped me negate all the challenges that came my way was the close team that I had to work with. I always attribute the success of our district to the amount of teamwork that we had. We were basically a family for one whole year, and we worked very closely, and we were always very open with each other. We understood each other, and we moved along together. It was never someone doing a project alone. It was always a group of people getting together and giving the best output as a team.
And that brings us to the end of the first episode of Retrocast. Thank you, Julian, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more episodes. Wewita Interact. Favorite past president?
Shanukan president.
Favorite memory in Interact?
When I was in the board, the second year, my treasurer in my year said he got paint on his hands and it was thinner base paint, so he couldn't wash it off, so we washed it all off and he suffered.
Favorite council member?
From my year?
Yes.
I can't tell you that.
Favorite project at Joe's?
Cassette.
And finally, Amira Murtas.